After the turbulent last few years, featuring a pandemic, an erratic Bolsonaro government and a tight presidential race, might Brazil finally enjoy some economic stability? In this video, we'll take a look back at the main economic events of 2023. With the presidential election out of the way, a new government in office and a budget approved, President Lula quickly turned his gaze to the economy and particularly to the country's benchmark interest rate. Lula made it his personal goal to bring Brazil's policy rate down, having been left sky high as a result of the pandemic. This push ended up scapegoating Central Bank President Roberto Campos Neto, with the government blaming him and the high interest rate for any economic shortcomings. GDP results for the first quarter were music to the government's ears, coming in way above expectations, with the economy growing 1.8%, largely down to big results from agriculture. The government focused on approving a new fiscal framework for Brazil's finances, finally banishing the much maligned public spending cap, which the Bolsonaro government had already poked several holes into. The new framework gained final approval in August and gives the government more room for spending, but contains penalties if the government fails to hit yearly surplus targets. Despite this positive news, it would take the central bank into August to make its first interest rate cut, amid improvements in inflation and a second quarter GDP of 0.9%. By October, the IMF and other global lenders had improved the GDP forecast for Brazil to above 3%. Interest rate cuts continued, bringing the rate down to 11.75% at the end of the year. But the major economic event of the year, and the one the government placed a great deal of its hopes on, is the tax reform. Brazil's tax legislation is out of control, and attempts to overhaul it in past decades have been unsuccessful. But in the dying moments of the year, Congress finally passed the government's proposal to simplify the Brazilian tax code. But even with this considerable economic notch on the belts of Lula and Finance Minister Fernando Haddad, it's not all roses for the Brazilian government. That said, the country's general mood is improving. A December poll by the Brazilian Federation of Banks pointed out that 49% of the country thinks Brazil has gotten better, up from 39% in the same poll 1 year before. A Datafolha poll showed that those who saw an improvement in the economy increased from 23% to 35% between March and September, but these figures still contain a hefty dose of polarisation left over from last year's election. More than 60% of Lula's supporters perceived an economic improvement, while more than half of Bolsonaro supporters went in the opposite direction. 2024 will hold entirely new challenges for the Lula government, but as far as the economy goes, 2023 gets a passing grade. Did you enjoy watching this video? Let us know what you think in the comments. And remember to like and subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends and co-workers. And if you like our videos, you should consider supporting our work by subscribing to the Brazilian Report, choosing any plan for just $1 for the first month. As a subscription-based business, readers are very important for us. But if you're not thinking of subscribing to the Brazilian Report just yet, there is another way to support our work. Quality journalism takes a lot of hard work. And coffee, lots of coffee. And you can support us by donating a cup of coffee on our Buy Me a Coffee page. And you can even get exclusive content and perks by becoming a member of our Buy Me a Coffee community. Join now and get a special shout out on our Explaining Brazil podcast, a question answered by our newsroom about Brazil or Latin America every month, or even our special Brazilian culture newsletter available on our Brazilian Insider membership tier. For us, it's not just about coffee, so go to buymeacoffee.com/Brazilian Report and support our work. It's really important for us. Thank you. You can find links and references in the description of the video. See you in the next video.